Hi everybody, today we are here for a new interview celebrating the 10th anniversary of the Italian Center for Single Session Therapy. Today we are happy to have Martin Soderquist. Hi Martin,
Hi, Esther.
thank you for being with us today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Martin is a psychologist, family and couple therapist, 40 years experience of therapeutic work, training and supervision in different contexts. Presented at several single session therapies conferences, published 6 books in Swedish and several articles in international journals. His book, Single Session One at a Time Counseling with Couples, Challenge and Possibility, was published in 2023.
Yeah, thank you.
How did you first came across single session therapy?
I read Talmud's book in the 1990s, beginning of 1990s, but I was involved in research projects in the 90s and also in private practice. So I discussed with colleagues, but we couldn't really get started with single session. But when I came back to Malmö in a couples counseling team, then we could start doing single session therapy and also with first a pilot study and then in the regular service offer.
Okay. And tell us how your professional journey first crossed path with the Italian Center.
I don't know in which order, but I met Flavio at the conference, and we had email conversations, sharing articles and sharing videos. And I also did a presentation with ICSST students in Rome. And I also attended the SST4 in Rome.
Okay.
So I have come across and met several of you
I remember.
in the group, yes.
And how do you use the single session therapy in your professional life today?
Uh, uh, I am retired from clinical work for some years now, but I have, as you mentioned, written a book in English and several in Swedish. So my time now is spent with writing articles
Mhm.
in Swedish, but also in a chapter in Michael Hoyt's SST books and so on. So, but mostly articles. I given some presentation and some training, but very in a low.
Okay, I understand, of
Yeah.
course. And what do you think is the future of the single session therapy?
I think internationally, I'm very optimistic. Continued development, continued implementation in many organizations all over the world. But in Sweden, I'm a little bit more, yeah, I'm a little bit more confused and pessimistic, maybe, because the problem in Sweden is it's a very individualistic country and also problem-focused country. So it's we have implemented SST in couple counseling teams in several places in Sweden, but we haven't been able to implement and encourage other organizations to think over and maybe learn SST. So I'm a little bit. Jeff Young said that it will take 15 years to implement SST in a country, but we've been doing this for 15 years now, and I don't see that progress. But we are some teams, mostly couple counseling team, are very engaged, and it's regular service offer in the organizations.
Okay, thank you. And to conclude the interview, will you give us a brief comment or wish for the future of the Italian Center for Single Session Therapy?
Yeah, I like to say you're a group of engaged, ambitious, creative, and group that is willing to do the hard work. So I think you have done a great and a remarkable job these 10 years. And I'm looking forward to follow you the next 10 years too. And so keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Martin. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.